Every level of your life will require a new you. Positive diaries. Think back to the last 4 years of your life, the situation you were in and the person that you were. You are all very different, be it raising children, going to work or school. But there's one surefire thing that you all have in common. None of you are the same person that you were 4 years ago. I myself have had to overcome changes and challenges in my life, such as moving states, experiencing unique live concert settings, or even traveling the world. And each of these required a new me. I was born in Queens, New York, but shortly after 9/11, my parents of 3 young children decided it'd be best to move away from the large city. We moved to a much smaller city in Kentucky called Ashland. In an attempt to impress my father, I decided to start looking for a job pretty early on. I was hired in as the youngest person Great American Cookies had ever employed before, hired just 3 weeks before my 16th birthday. I'm still employed by Great American Cookies and have since then received a hefty pay raise. Later, then, I was accepted into an early graduate program at Paul G. Blazer High School. I decided after I graduated in December, it'd be best to go directly to college. My family and I are very appreciative of arts, especially music. I was introduced to live music at a very young age, mostly local, and then as I grew and matured and aged, we decided we could travel further and further for new and exciting music, like Ozzy Osbourne, Skillet, Dead and Company, Tommy Emmanuel, the McCrary Sisters, the list goes on and on. We don't discriminate. Each place traveled, each song heard, each performance was different and exciting in its own unique ways. Just as each day traveled abroad was unique and different in its own ways. I visited London, Paris, Florence, Rome, Monaco, Sorrento, Capri, and Pompeii. But as I was in the larger cities such as London and Paris, I began experiencing crippling anxiety. I was afraid I was going to have to be sent home from my trip early and cause problems and delays for everyone else on the trip. Luckily, just days later, it was time for a much-needed beach trip. You were free to go tubing, parasailing, find shops, food, the works. I'd always wanted to go parasailing, but I was way too nervous to go by myself, so I decided to ask a close friend of mine on the trip with me to go up with me. She said yes, and as we were up there, it was like she disappeared, like I was all by myself. Just me, the sun on the Mediterranean Sea, the fresh air, one-of-a-kind feeling. Each day on my trip, each concert or music festival, where I'm from and where I was raised, all helped create who I am today and changed me in different ways, created a new me. I've decided to stay in one place and get my degree to better myself, those around me, and my future. This will also require a new me. I'm still adjusting to my new work and school schedule. But change is inevitable, and it's up to you if it's going to be good or bad.